It was many generations ago, the best part maybe of 200 years, that these people in these, what we call nowadays as Scandinavia, began to realize that we are all the same, we want to live well, we can share rather than be constantly at war. So all right, you now have a slightly different flag, no more war with Norway, no more this and that. So there had been a period of care, of rise in consciousness, through studies, through reflections, through openness, exchange, discoveries, travel the world. So you are in a situation here, as in many other parts of the world, but it's quite obvious that in Scandinavia you have a very high level of civic quality of life. But why isn't there real cheerfulness then? Why isn't there a deep, deep, deep inner smile? What is it? It means that final bit, the most important bit, the key aspect of life has not been done. What is that? To know you are not who you think you are, without denying who you think you are. But that's minor. That's a starting point. Who you really are is a cosmic light, for a while experiencing how to put dualities and diversities into their original unity. That's all. So we have work to do. The foundation of that work is that your life, his life, her life, is not separate from life itself. Therefore we revere it. So the same way as you were born physically, there is a spiritual awakening also. If you like, a birth into the eternal truth of the light in your own heart. For that you need some help. You need to be amongst friends, amongst like-minded, like-hearted people. And that is what in original Islam also refers to as rahmatan al-alameen. It's a mercy and a grace for all. We're all the same. It's a big miracle that all human beings at this time and age have emanated from the same source. It's an amazing thing if you think of it. The majority of people have 10 fingers. And the miracle of nails, how a very hard substance emerges from the softest tissues. I mean, that's enough for you to reflect upon 10 lifetimes. Really, but no, we are frivolous. We want big, 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 meaning we don't want measures. Your soul and the love emanating from it is beyond measure. Yourself, your shadow, your identity is full of measures all the time. How much more? Is it less? This is the kindergarten that you and I will have to play in until you realize we had no such thing as freedom. We had no choice other than being obsessed with life itself, or God himself, or the source itself. So you then realize that in truth there is only that. And that's the foundation of La ilaha illallah. There is none other than that. It isn't I and God and I'm negotiating. How did this I-ness arise? Unless it's from oneness. So shame. So I've really been very charitable and I've done so much. Now it's my turn for God to do for me. What are you talking about? This is hallucination. This spiritual garbage. So it is a very helpful tendency not to separate these higher aspects in life. Now it is very spiritual. Now it is very... They're inseparable. Matter and energy are not... They're at one. But they appear as part of their transformation and journey. And no, this is very solid, this is very more liquid, and this is this, that. And you're amazed as to how they all link. The same liquid water, when it is frozen, it is probably the biggest force in nature. Your country has got a lot of granite. what makes most of these huge, big granitic slabs to crack is water, frozen water inside the cracks. It expands. Can you imagine? And it's vapor. Its origin is the same. Incredible. It's the smallest atom, which is hydrogen. When you put two of them with oxygen. I mean, amazing, amazing, amazing. Every law has an exception. Every law. Usually anything that is cold becomes smaller because it's less active, less agitated electrons, except for water. When it freezes, it expands and it floats. I mean, it's a miracle. So, the ultimate source and way and methodology for contentment is to start where you are. Don't deny it. If you're in pain, express it and pray and ask for help. And genuinely want to have more harmony in your physical system. Because pain is a distraction from tranquility. Tranquility is one of the doors to contentment and peace and joy. All of these are byproducts of being content. You must always bear in mind that there is an element in you that can never be content. Because there is the appearance of others. I deliberately use the word appearance because there is no otherness. In reality, there is oneness. But there are others who are less endowed. So, what am I doing for them? How can I help others? And that is how I can get out of myself and to be more and more as a soul. So there is this personal, societal, individual and collective. So there is never such a thing in this world as you can call it total world contentment. And there can never be outer peace unless your inner war is correct. War against your ego, against your selfishness, against your fantasy, against your stupidity, against your not being in gratitude, against your not being able to say, my life was supposedly mine, but I now know it's never mine. So life is life. Now thank you very much, I'm going to die. Now, better don't do any of that now. It'd be very inconvenient for the organizers. You must be willing and honest to declare your bankruptcy, that you don't have anything of your own. As a 30-year-old, 40-year-old, you are a collector, more of this. We also have not only 2 summer houses here, we also have some miserable place in Spain or other places. But also after 5 or 6 days, the children start quarreling and this and that, and jealousies and fears. Unavoidable. Who are you trying to kid? You have the photograph, you have this thing, you have got your Facebook, but it's a disgraced face. No, but look how important I am. Look, everybody loves me. Look at my face. I have 10,000 people on my tweeting beat game. And yet you are not truly content. Are you the same if you have 10,000 friends as when you have no one? If you're not the same, then you have work to do. Because your soul is the same. Your spirit is the same. God's light in you is the same.